Okay, so now I'm about to paint the valve covers for the Mustang. I've already stripped off most of the old paint. And excuse the diggery sounds. The neighbor directly behind me has an excavator in his backyard right now, and the neighbor 2 houses down from me is building another house in his backyard. Well, time for primer and then blue. Okay, so finally ready to paint the valve covers blue. So let's do this. Okay, so the valve covers are now painted. And I have the new gasket in here. And I've cleaned off the mating surface as best I could, so I'm just gonna pop the new one on. There's a bug inside my engine. Damn it. Okay, I gotta get the bug out. But so far looks pretty good. I think it's gonna go that way. Pull right in. Okay, so when replacing the valve cover gasket, also make sure you replace the little gasket that goes on the actual bolt. Luckily my kit came with a full set of those, so this should be pretty painless. Okay, so the valve covers are on both sides. They're completely painted. I went to the junkyard and ended up getting more of these bolts with the long studs in them. I'm gonna get spark plug clips for those and run the spark plugs to make sure that they don't touch the exhaust manifold at all. New spark plugs are in. I'm starting to put the brake master cylinder back on, and I'm just going to start to go through everything, replace all the rubber parts that are bad. Like I said, the PVC grommets are bad. I'll get a new hose for the PVC hose on this side. That side looks fine. I don't think it's an actual hose. New air filter, get some new motor oil, and keep going from there. But right now I'm reattaching the brake master cylinder. One thing I am a little nervous about doing is that hose right there, the EGR pipe, because that's a little tough to get in there, and I haven't gotten it off the exhaust manifold just yet. But progress is being made. It's slow, but man does it look good. Okay, so this right here is the old passenger side exhaust manifold. I did have to take this pipe off for the EGR system. I couldn't find an actual socket to do it, so I just used one of these adjustable wrenches and popped it right off. It came off a lot easier than I was expecting, actually. Makes me think it might not be too hard to pop it back on. So there's that. And that's gonna go back on the car. Okay, so now I'm gonna put the spark plugs in. I'm gonna put some anti-seize on them and tighten them to about 13 foot-pound. I'm not too sure what the correct spec is. It says about 11 to 14. To me that does seem a little low, but I'm still gonna go for it. Put some anti-seize on it and stick it in. So at this point pretty much everything is done. Spark plugs are in, header is in. I just need to do a couple more things, and that is connect the EGR pipe that goes from there up to here. Install the intake plenum, tie in these two EGR hoses, these little, where they go, the two little ones. Plug this back into the intake plenum, and then that's gonna be pretty much it. And I'm still waiting to finish until I get this new oil cap. I ran over the old one, and I don't know when the new part's coming in. It's probably gonna be a while. But that's gonna be the end of this video. The next video is all gonna be underneath. So I'm doing the rear main seal, so I'm gonna be dropping the transmission, but I gotta wait till I get a transmission jack. I'm also gonna be taking the oil pan, replacing the oil pan gasket. I have both of those already, and I think I might need to get a throwout bearing too. We'll see how it goes. Throwout bearing or whatchamacallit. With this, it's April now. I got this car in October, so it's been about 6 months in the making, or half a year. So yeah. Okay, so pretty much the top end of the Mustang is done. I still gotta find another oil filler cap and a dipstick since they're both broken. But the spark plugs our new spark plug wires are in. All this stuff is in. EGR tube is on. Now next step is to, I kind of want to start it, but then on the other hand I don't want to start it without the dipstick or the oil filler cap. So I'm going to jack it up and start getting the transmission out. That's going to be part 4. Yay. But it does look like there's something special hidden underneath all the stuff. You pretty much can't see the valve cover at this side unless you really look down in there. And I gotta work on rerouting those spark plug wires. I'm waiting to put them on completely until I can double check to make sure that those are completely the right firing order. And once the transmission rear main seal and stuff is in, button everything up and get her running. I'm making progress. It's slow, but it's getting there. Well, if you like this video, hit like. If you want to see the rest of this Mustang project, hit subscribe. And do whatever else you do on the internet. I gotta find that bolt. I mean, mostly it came together pretty nice. So close to actually having a drift car. So this thing, jack it up, pull the tranny out, fix that. And then this thing, I got to, well, I pulled the starter motor out of that, about to go get that tested. And then chuck the fuel pump, because I think that's bad too. But yeah, I'm getting there, slowly but surely.